Hi everyone. I recently attended a women's conference where I had the opportunity to hear Marilyn Hickey speak, and I've heard her speak before some years ago at another women's conference. And I know that she is an older woman, and I remember when I saw that she was going to be at this particular conference, I thought, wow, she's even older now, because that was maybe 5 years ago when I saw her before. And when she came out, she was so vibrant, and she was wearing a really nice but trendy outfit, and she was walking across the stage and telling everyone to stand up and sit down and make confessions, and she was very energetic. And so that was encouraging because I believe she said she'll be 85 in a couple of months, somewhere between 84 and 86. And so that was very encouraging to see her on fire and excited and so energetic. However, as I listened to her speak, there were a couple of things that stood out. One thing in particular. First of all, she referred a lot to the different aspects of the Bible that she studied. And she referred also to different chapters of the Bible that she has memorized. And as she was talking, and she talked about becoming a widow, and she talked about living in her 80s versus living in her 40s, she talked about her experience coming into the ministry, her experiences traveling, and she shared a lot of her experiences. She shared a lot of wisdom, and many things she tied back to the Bible and wisdom from the Bible. However, what stood out to me that really made the biggest impression upon me, that I have carried with me, is that it is one thing to live and to become older and to be healthy. It's one thing to come to the age of 85 and be celebrated because you're 85. But listening to her really helped me to have a vision for what it looks like to become a woman in my 80s who has not only lived, but one who has lived in the Word. And it was a very profound moment for me, because I know we all want to grow older. We obviously want to live a full life, and we obviously want to continue to mature. And that's great, and that's something to be celebrated. But seeing her helped me to understand that not only do I want to live a full life, not only do I want to continue to mature and become wiser, but I want to continue to mature in the Word and to develop wisdom in the Word, because the Word that I sow into my heart, that I sow into my life now, is a word that I will be able to share with my children and possibly my grandchildren, and even outside of my children and grandchildren, other women that I come in contact with who have not even been born yet. And so I have oftentimes looked at Bible study as a time to grow personally, to develop in the Word. But after seeing her, it gave me a different perspective, because when I'm studying the Word, I'm not just studying the Word for myself, but I'm studying the Word so that when I am a woman of a particular age, as Marilyn Hickey being in my 80s, that I can arrive at that season in life and not only have life experiences, but be mature in the Word, and arriving at that time having studied the Word, having certain biblical understandings, that I can not only share life experiences, but biblical wisdom. And so that for me was very encouraging. That for me was something to look forward to, even beyond being healthy, being beyond having just general life wisdom, but having lived, having grown wiser, but also on top of that, having lived in the Word. So for those of you who are believers, those of you who are Christians, those of you who are Bible readers, that is something that I want to share with you, that as we are reading our Bibles. And I know sometimes we fall off and we get busy, especially as moms. It's easy to fall off and, we get back on and we start reading again. But to realize that we're not only sowing the wisdom of the Word of God into our lives for ourselves, but when we come to the point of being 85 and 90 years old, how we can be used, having grown and cultivated in that Word, how the Lord will be able to use us as an older woman in the lives of our children, our grandchildren and great-grandchildren who are not even here yet. Because listening to her give her life experiences, and listening to her give her life experiences through the Word, imparting that wisdom of having lived in the Word, and also her having put in the time to study the Word so that she could break down zodiac signs. And she wrote a book on how zodiac signs actually share the life, the resurrection, and the return of Jesus. And I thought, wow, you get to 85, not only do you have all of this wisdom that you've learned, but all of the Bible study that you have done, all of the, when we take different aspects of the Bible that we have an interest in. For example, it could be Old Testament laws that someone has an interest in, and so they study that out for years. But when you get to your 80s and your 90s, you are so well versed in not only just the general wisdom of the Word of God, but in very specific areas. And so you're able to really converse with people and really show people different aspects and perspectives of the Bible that they may not have ever otherwise considered or thought about. And so I have been sharing this with my friends, other women in my life, and I wanted to definitely pass it on to you, just as a different perspective to think about as we are growing in the Word, a different perspective to think about, to look down the line and to develop a new vision, and also just as a means of encouraging us to continue to study the Word and continue to develop ourselves in the Word. And so I hope this has been beneficial for you. I was really looking forward to sharing it with you. I'm glad I had the opportunity to share it with you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy, blessed day. As always, be happy, live full, and love life. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.